Okay, welcome to the first episode 0. Actually, this is episode 1 of To Build a Channel, or I think Build It. Nah, I'm going to call it To Build a Channel. I think it almost sounds too fartsy, but we're going to go with it. To Build a Channel by Jesse Ford. This format was completely inspired by Jay Alto. I was completely inspired by him as I stumbled across his The Curious Creator. You can check it out in the link down below. The idea was we've all been following these giant YouTube and business giants that have achieved a ton of success, and they always are very articulate about all the things that they learned in the past. However, very rarely do you come across someone that was able to document everything that they were learning in real time. And I was inspired by Jay Alto's Curious Creator podcast type thing, where he just records quick 15-minute segments of the things that he's learning as he builds his YouTube channel. And I thought, because I have been restarting my YouTube channel within the past 6 days, I thought it would be a wonderful opportunity to do the same thing here. So from here on out, I don't know how often these installments will be, but I thought it's just a phenomenal concept to be able to look back on, and see what's going on. So very quickly, for the record, I started this Jesse Ford YouTube channel in November of 2021. I have not been uploading. I've uploaded a couple YouTube videos here and there on different channels before that, but that was, and we can get into the backstory of that with my best friends and stuff like that and how it ended up just being me. But essentially, I just started posting challenge-based vlogs and challenge-based videos. Trying to sensationalize myself into a content creator, and I joined a couple cohorts to understand, paid like a little bit of money. We all start out with ignorance debt, right? And you pay it down in two different ways. You pay through money, by investing in people or coaching courses, stuff like that. You pay money and they feed you information and knowledge, and then it's up to you to apply that knowledge. Or you pay down your ignorance debt through time. And so I started to pay down my ignorance debt through some cohorts, and eventually thought they had given me everything I needed. And then I jumped into my YouTube channel full time, quit my job, and told my wife and 2 kids to hang on tight. And it's been up and downs. It's been ups and downs, and everything in between since then. And January 20th, 2022, I believe, was when I quit. And so I did a full year of full-time content creation, and in January 7th of 2023, I believe it was like just under a year, we ran out of money. And rather than my family, wonder where their next meal was going to come from, I decided to swallow my pride and go get another pay the bills job and just reset, because I was so lost at the end of 2022. I was so confused, and we can get into that in an episode. But anyway, for the past 6 months, I've been working, studying, analyzing YouTube, and getting super clear about what I actually wanted to do with the platform and what I wanted to do with my life. And that sounds super dramatic, and it has been a hectic 6 months, full of grind and full of studying, upgrading my skills. And every time I say that, I think of Napoleon Dynamite talking about nunchuck skills, bro. So that brings us to now. It's been almost 7 months since January. It's July 6th right now, and I just started uploading to the YouTube channel again. From the previous challenge-based vlogs era of my channel, I gained about 18,000 subscribers, which is mind-blowing. I made a ton of mistakes, and I'm not chasing down that path again right now. It brings us into the next point actually super smoothly. So what is the actual goal of the channel right now? So I have thought about this a lot, and there's a couple different monetization plans that I've thought about going down. One would be marketing to people 1 to 2 years behind me of my current state right now, essentially reaching out to the Jesse Fords and the aspiring YouTubers that were in my position 1 year ago to 2 years ago that wanted to get into content creation but had anxiety because they didn't know what directions they needed to take. I know exactly what they're going through. I know what mistakes they're going to make. I know the relationships that they're going to burn with huge creators when they get opportunities because they don't know how to provide actual value to a content creator. And that's something I'm still learning. I don't claim to have mastered that yet, but I just know what these Jesse Fords are going through, right? And so that's a very viable option. But I think if we zoom out long enough, even though I could make money and serve these guys that are coming through YouTube, growing up, essentially leveling up their skills through time, I don't think it's what I want to do with my life right now. That might change, but what I have a desire to, and it's actually been this way since I started, was to connect with other people that love making videos as much as I do. And I have my vision set on working with top creators on the platform. It's a lofty goal, and it's kind of tricky, and I'm still figuring out what is the best approach for me to create content to attract these top creators and convince them that I would be a valuable asset in their tool belt of people in their world that could provide feedback for their drafts to their videos, and just offer consultation or consulting advice, storytelling, pacing, all this different stuff that I've been studying. But so how do you convince top creators to work with you? Well, my thought process right now on July 6th is I don't want to be considered a Paddy Galloway clone, but no one can deny the fact I've listened to a ton of his podcasts and tried to understand his story and the steps he took. And I think it's actually, I disagree with people that say like, oh, you shouldn't go down the same paths. Paddy has a life that I am attracted to. He works with like a number of top creators. He does what he loves to do. He makes a ton of money doing it. And the way that he got there was creating content, breaking down top creators and what they do and how successful they are at it. And for anyone that has a problem with me being inspired by like people like Paddy or Jamie or anybody else in the YouTube consultation world, I think it's kind of silly. Like if you think about this YouTube game as Mount Everest, and we're all trying to climb to the tippy top, and you see someone that's ahead of you that's kind of forged a path, and like you see the way that they have climbed up to the top of the mountain, or that at least they're way further ahead up the mountain than you are, it would be kind of stupid for you to veer off and try to forge your own path. Now, people have done that, but so it's not necessarily stupid, but like the fastest path is to maybe stand on someone else's shoulders. Shoulders. My goodness, I can't speak. So that's kind of the thought process is right now I'm wanting to create content breaking down top creators and what they're doing well to not only provide value to the Jesse Fords coming up and teach them through free content on my YouTube channel how to create better videos, because I do have a heart for the people that were in my shoes a year ago. I do have a heart for that. But so it's kind of two birds, one stone. I do that, and I also reach the masses through that. But I have to make videos that blow up, right? And so that's kind of the goal right now, because if I can prove not only do I know what I'm talking about with psychology and pacing and editing and like the reason that things are pieced together in videos, and this is why the creators are doing it this way and how it makes you feel, and like all these different, like they're not just hacks, like they're very meticulous and very intentional about the way that they piece things together. If I can prove that I understand why they're doing that, but I can also articulate it in a way that and package the information in a way that that is interesting to people, that young and old, like people that are on the platform for a while and the young people coming onto the platform and trying to learn how this game works. If I can show that I can also put together videos that can reach the masses, I feel like I would become a much more interesting asset to top creators. This is my thought process. It could be completely false, and I'll let you know in the coming episodes if I make a couple of videos. However, and this is why it can't be episode 0, is because I've already posted 2 videos covering Ryan Trahan. You can check them out. And I'm just going for it right now. Ryan is doing his European penny series, and so I figured I could use him trending as a social hack, shameless social hack, but like try to break down and showcase my understanding of how YouTube works and how Ryan's storytelling works with Zach and Preston, and the way Preston is holding the camera, and the way that Zach is piecing things together, and the way that Ryan is operating on camera, the composition of his shots, and the reason that he does everything that he does. After I posted these videos, Preston actually reached out to me and like said that he loved the editing breakdown. Now, this is huge affirmation to me, because like before it was just theory that I knew what I was talking about. But for him to affirm that was massive for me. And it made me feel like I was on the right track. Literally within the first 2 videos, I was already reaching the types of people that I wanted to work with. So it gave me a lot of hope. And so now Ryan's coming to the end of his European series, and I was originally thinking I was going to create a breakdown video per day, right? And then my bandwidth just went right out the window, because after posting the first 2 videos, I immediately was able to turn around and realize so many things that I did wrong just by posting those 2 videos. Even with my knowledge of understanding how YouTube works, making and posting the videos taught me so much more than just analyzing the videos. And I think that is such a powerful lesson if we can all grab onto like reps, not just analyzing reps, but like, okay, I'm going to study how to do a perfect push-up, right? And we spend a month understanding how to do 1 rep. But what if you just did like 10 reps per day for a month, right? Then you have done 300 push-ups, and you're probably better off doing push-ups than if you just stopped analyzing, on the first day. Okay, cool. So we're kind of skipping around. I'll get more articulate and more structured with these as we go. But I'm trying to bring you up to speed because things are moving quickly. And so the method that I'm kind of chasing after right now is better, more, new. My thought process on this is I need to learn how to create better videos that reach the masses. And once I reach the masses, once I start gaining traction and understanding how to create educational and entertaining content that reaches aspiring YouTubers and the top creators all at once, then I need to create more of them, and then I can add another format or something like that. So that's kind of the idea. Once you max out better, then we need to create more of the better videos. And then once we max that out, then we're probably moving into new. And I don't have any team members or anything like that. I'm doing this all on my own, and I would probably move faster if I could afford a team member. But I also have realized the value. Yes, delegation is such a skill, right? And it's something that I don't have right now. And I'm probably will have to learn that if I want to build big stuff. I will have to learn how to delegate. But editing my own videos has been such a huge game changer for me. When I stopped thinking of it as annoying and actually just used it as, no, I actually get to, when you're editing your own videos, you get so much more practice, and you can actually visualize things when you're out filming things again. And that's kind of the same idea behind this little podcast thing right now. I feel like I suck at articulating my thoughts. And if I can get better at articulating and just communication in general, even if the camera's over to the side, I'm not necessarily on camera, I'm just practicing recording my voice, that's actually going to make my editing process shorter because I will take less takes when I'm recording the actual content for the main channel. And so everything stacks. All the skill stacks. All right. So we're kind of jumping around. Okay. Yeah. And I think, so now I'm kind of at a crossroads, because I've posted 2 videos about Ryan, and I want to post one more. And I really want to take everything that I've already learned from the first 2. Ryan's posting the end of his finale of his European Penny series tomorrow. And I don't have the video done ready for it. But ideally, I would have loved to post a final video on the same day that he posts his final video. But I'm thinking if I can get one final video covering, and I don't want to get too in the weeds of the things that I'm changing from the first 2 videos to the third one. But I really want to knock this video out of the park and test some different structures, because I've come to realize I was reacting to these videos chronologically, and even though it made sense when I was recording, I'm realizing that some of the lessons that creators can learn, Ryan did multiple things through the video, but he did a couple things over and over and over again in 3 different parts of the video. And so instead of me bringing it up 3 times, I want to group these together and show the 3 examples in quick succession so that people understand what I'm talking about, and then explain why it's powerful, and then move on to the next point. And I think that will be a better way for me to communicate information. And so that's a structure thing that I'm going to test with this third one. But after that, Ryan keeps his team specifically small for a reason. So I don't think Ryan would be interested in bringing me on as like a retention specialist, which is, I think the title, I think retention specialist gets a bad rap, even though we all pay attention to the retention graph. But I do think like storytelling or something along the lines of that sounds a little bit easier to market myself as. So that's probably what I'll end up pitching myself as. But yeah, somehow I got to figure out how to create content that ministers to the young creators of the world. And because there's a lot of them, right? And then also make it interesting for anyone that is a fan of Trahans, you know? And then through those, I'm pretty sure my videos will get pushed and catch the attention of maybe a couple of the people at the top or somewhere, maybe not even at the top, but just like somewhere further along than me. And it's also like, okay, if I can bring value to them, you become more like the people you hang around with. And so it's like win-win-win across the board. So anyway, that is the plan for now. So after this, I'm going to be breaking down the 6 videos that Ryan has posted, and I will let you know how that next video goes, and then we'll see what direction we're going to go from there. But yeah, it was absolutely amazing that Preston reached out. He said it was like freaky how accurate I was on a lot of the things that I put in that first video. So, yeah, exciting times, super excited to be creating content again. And I haven't given up on like the challenge based stuff, but if I ever did do it again, I kind of have some ideas since I've taken a break from the sensational, grind. And I have like some content formats that I think I would be much more motivated and excited to create because it's around things that I actually believe in. And it would be something that I'd be proud for my kids to look back on and be like, that's my dad. He did that, you know? And so it's not just going to be me like trying to become a YouTube guru for the rest of my life. I have a Notion doc with like so many different channel ideas and stuff, but the power of focus and the ability to zero in on what you need to do. We're going to have to talk about it in another episode. This is 23 minutes long. I am so sorry, guys. We'll figure out a better structure. This was just a catch-up episode for episode 1, and from here on out, it's going to be better. Appreciate you guys tuning in, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace.